Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Billy Ray Valentine reporting on the WWE and Monday Night Raw for OneWrestling.com. The biggest thing that happened tonight, of course, as you all already know, is Daniel Bryan relinquishing the IC title due to injury. Very reminiscent of what happened after WrestleMania last year when he gave up the undisputed WWE World Heavyweight title. Man, you know, this was kind of tough because Bryan was almost crying at the end of this, saying that that title needed to be represented. It needed to be fought for the people. And he wasn't going to be able to do that. Daniel Bryan needs to heal. What does the future hold for Daniel Bryan? We've touched on this topic previously, but now it hits home even more because he's given up this title. He's not ready to compete. What's going to happen, man? I mean, personally, I would like to see Daniel Bryan retire. I would like to see him retire. What else does he have to prove? I'm sure there's money to be made, but in reality, is that money really worth your health and your happiness and your quality of life moving forward? Sure, I would like to see him back in the ring, and I'm pretty sure we are going to see Daniel Bryan back in the WWE ring at some point. I don't think this is the end. But personally, I would like to see him fall back and leave this alone. He's been working a very tough style for a long, long time, a very hard-hitting, high-impact style that I appreciated, and we all appreciated. But it's time for Daniel Bryan to possibly fall back, man. At least that's what I would like to see. He's not going to do that, though. He's working to get back, and he will get back. Now, what's going to happen with this Intercontinental title? They did a good job at rehabbing the U.S. title. You know, I think that belt is pretty much rehabbed. Well, as long as Cena has it. Let's see once he passes it on if it's going to hold up. But the IC title, they made an announcement that the Elimination Chamber is coming back pretty soon. It's going to be the next pay-per-view in the Elimination Chamber. And I think it's the perfect opportunity to hold up the IC title. Whoever wins the Elimination Chamber becomes the new Intercontinental Champion. Daniel Bryan seemed to give a big endorsement to Dean Ambrose in front of Dean Ambrose's home crowd. They really dug that idea. And, you know, he's the obvious choice. It's either Dean Ambrose or Neville to carry on the IC title and possibly build it to another level. Let's see who they end up going with. I think they should go with Ambrose, but if they go with Neville, I would like it too. And I think it's going to be held up at Elimination Chamber. At least that's the right thing to do, in my opinion. It makes perfect sense. Back to Daniel Bryan for a second. I really feel like it's tough. You know, it's tough. It's just really tough to see this guy have to give up this title, a title again, almost in the exact same way that he gave it up last year. You know, when he gave up the WWE title, and now he gives up the Intercontinental title. And, you know, a lot of the naysayers, a lot of people go, well, you see, that's why the WWE didn't move forward with him. That's why the WWE didn't have confidence in this guy. And that's why they didn't want him as the face of their company. Let's remember that Stone Cold Steve Austin was out for nearly a year. His neck was being held together by a thread, and that didn't seem to deter the WWE. Let's also remember that Triple H has been hurt on numerous occasions, and that didn't deter the WWE from giving him a massive push and giving him the title back when he returned from injury. John Cena, even though he heals like Wolverine, he's been hurt a ton, and they've given him the title right back. Daniel Bryan was not the WWE's choice and never has been. He forced the issue. The fans forced the issue with Daniel Bryan, and that's why he got to where he got. Okay, so the injury does not justify the WWE not going with this guy. Okay? Let's hope Daniel Bryan gets better very soon, and if he chooses to come back, so be it. Let's talk about the Elimination Chamber really fast, really quickly. All right, so I think they're almost definitely going to do an IC title Elimination Chamber. Will they do a World title Elimination Chamber as well? Who knows? Let's stick to the IC title picture here. Who do you guys think should be in the match for the IC title, right? So, of course, we got Ambrose and Neville. They're probably going to throw Dolph Zigler and Wade Barrett in there. And then it's Shamus, right? I think that's the match we're going to get. Let's see what happens. Either way, Dean Ambrose or Neville should walk out of there with that title. If anybody else does, it'll be doing that title a disservice. And maybe at some point they should merge that title with the U.S. title and just be done with that secondary title altogether. Match of the night honors go to John Cena versus Neville in the U.S. Open title match. Neville answered the challenge, and we were off to the races in one of the best matches I've seen on Raw in a long time. I mean, these Cena matches have been awesome. This whole gimmick has been great. It's given me a whole new respect for John Cena. And Neville was amazing as well. I mean, the guy went in. The only problem I have with the match is, of course, Cena hits the AA and Neville kicks out. You know, I mean, it makes Neville look good, but so many people are kicking out of this move. Wade Barrett kicked out not too long ago. Last week, Sami Zayn kicked out, and now Neville kicks out as well. You know, I mean, it's just cheapening the move. It's not giving it the effect that it should have. Cena hits the AA, it should be over. But it's not anymore. So maybe it's just the way they're going with this. And I understand what they're trying to do, building these guys, all these mid-card guys, and giving them some type of relevance. I would just like to see them respect this move a little more. Neville did an excellent job. This match was a pay-per-view caliber match. I remember seeing Neville in BB King's here in Times Square in New York City at BB King's Bar and Grill with the Dragon Gate promotion. And it was an 8-man tag. I remember Ricochet was involved, and that's about all I remember besides Pac, which is Neville now. And he was amazing. I mean, he was doing some crazy moves in a room the size of my kitchen when the ceiling is pressing against my head almost. That's how low the ceilings are in this place. And Neville was pulling off some amazing stuff. And right then and there, I knew that this guy was just special. I was like, wow, amazing, amazing wrestler. And I got to see him a couple more times after that. And I'm glad that he's in the WWE now. And it looks like they're taking him seriously. One never can tell with the WWE. Things can change at the drop of a dime. But right now it looks good. The finish was awesome. I dug the finish. Cena retains the U.S. title. Neville hits the red arrow, but Rusev interferes. Therefore, we don't know. We're left in doubt. We don't know. It's like an M. Night Shyamalan film. We're left in doubt. We don't know what would happen because Neville hit the red arrow and Cena didn't kick out, but he could have because it was only a 1 count. And that was the interference that stopped the match. And Rusev went on to obliterate John Cena in preparation for their match at the upcoming pay-per-view on the network. And it was just great. What more can I say about this? Match of the night, hands down. It was very cool. And I enjoy what Cena's doing here. He has a lot of respect with me right now. And I think he has respect with the fans, with a lot of the fans to a certain degree. I think deep down inside, I mean, you have to take this guy seriously. I mean, it's been 10 years, maybe longer. I mean, and he keeps putting out great matches, right? I mean, it's the truth. I mean, with this U.S. title run that he's having, it's the best U.S. title run in the last 15 years. You're not going to find anyone to rival it. I know people say MVP. MVP did not do what this guy is doing now. It's just the plain facts. I really like the match. I like the U.S. Open Challenge. I hope they keep it going for a long time coming. And I hope he beats Rusev because I just want him to hold his title and keep defending it. That way, when somebody takes it off him, it means something. We also had a very fun match to open up the show. We had Mercury and Noble versus Dean Ambrose in a handicap match. When Dean Ambrose came out, the crowd erupted. It was Dean Ambrose's hometown, and they dug it very much. Dean Ambrose came out and squashed these two guys, making them look really strong. For the second week in a row, Dean Ambrose looked super strong, and he was over. I mean, I don't care if it was his hometown. It's a testament to Dean Ambrose, the way he's been booked in the WWE, that he is still over with the fans. I mean, he's had it rough. He hasn't won very many matches as of late. Well, as of late, he has been actually, one match on pay-per-view. But, other than that, it's been pretty bad. So the fact that he's still over with the fans is a testament to Dean Ambrose. I hope it pays off. Let's talk about Macho Mandow and Curtis Axel versus the Ascension. So now they're turning Mizdow or Damien Sandow into Macho Mandow. He's doing a very bad impression of the Macho Man. So last week they had Sandow come out and give a heartfelt speech about all the stuff he's been doing and how he overcomes. And now he takes 8,000 steps back and becomes Macho Mandow. Now, I know this is funny to some, and it will be funny for a couple of weeks, and then it's going to die. And he's going to be left to do nothing yet again. They need to let this guy loose and let him be who he was going to be. What was wrong with the intellectual savior of the WWE? Why didn't they just stick with that? I understand that he got over with the Mizdow thing, but that was a fluke. I mean, that just kind of seemed to happen. He was going nowhere for a long time. There's a couple of performers in the WWE that just seem to make something out of nothing. Sandow was one of them. Stardust is the other. Cody Rhodes. But, you know, this is getting a little ridiculous with Sandow. You know, and so now he's Macho Mandow, and he's teaming up with Axel Mania, Curtis Axel, who is a knockoff of Hulk Hogan. So now these are the mega powers combining, facing the Legion of Doom, or the Legion of Doom Jace, the Ascension. And the Ascension come out and cut a promo talking about how you'll never get over and you'll never be anything, trying to imitate other people, which I found sarcastic. I mean, it was sarcastic. I found hilarious because that's exactly what the Ascension are doing. I mean, what can I say? Let's see how far they get with this, okay? They did the whole Mega Powers handshake. I mean, hey, here's an idea. How about we bring back the fake Razor Ramon and the fake Diesel? That way, you know, I mean, the fake Diesel was Kane, so he's still on the roster. How about we bring them back and they can feud with the fake Mega Powers at the next pay-per-view? That'd be great, right? I mean, Kane, I'm sure he doesn't want to be corporate Kane anymore. He can be the fake Diesel again. It'll be fine. I'm not a big fan of this, okay? It's going to be cool for a couple of weeks, okay? It is. Then what? Then what after that? Let's get through the other matches on the card rapid fire, okay? We had Barrett versus Zigler, and Barrett won, and Shamus came out and beat the trash out of Zigler after that. I don't want to see this anymore. I really don't. All of these guys are great. I love Zigler. I really like Barrett. I'm not so great. I'm not so high on Shamus, but he can be great. He really can. I just want to see something else, but we're going to get more of it. We had Rowen with Harper versus Fandango. Now, someone, a friend of you and a friend of mine, said that the Wyatts should get back together. He said that on a round table of the Can-Am Wrestling Show. I don't know who that is. Well, I do know who that is, but I'm not going to say. He was right, and it happened. Anyway, Rowen squashed Fandango, and hopefully they do something with the Rowen and Harper. They were a great tag team. They had great matches with the Usos back in the day. I hope nobody forgot those. They seem so long ago, but it wasn't that long ago. And these guys can go, and they can be in the tag team division, which needs more tag teams. So I'm happy they did that. Roman Reigns versus Kane finished in a no contest. Roman Reigns got a decent reaction from the crowd. No promo this week from Roman Reigns. Brie Bella, who seems to be the Divas version of, let's see here, Barry Horowitz or the Brooklyn Brawler, because they lose every week. Brie Bella, I can't remember the last time she won a match. She faced off against Tamina and lost. We did Curtis Axel and Mandow. We had Big E Langston versus Cesaro, and Cesaro won that match. Then we had the main event of the evening, the WWE World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins versus Randy Orton. We just got this in a pay-per-view. Now we're getting it for free on Monday Night Raw. And it finished in a DQ. Randy Orton wins the match. Not very eventful match up until the end when everybody got involved yet again. Big spots for Roman Reigns here and big spots for Dean Ambrose, who came out on top at the end. He was the guy standing. Everybody was laid out. Dean Ambrose was on top at the end 2 weeks in a row. I guess that guarantees, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that Dean Ambrose will not be the WWE champion at the pay-per-view. At the Fatal 4-Way, he's not going to win that match, hands down. And I don't think anybody else will. Seth Rollins is walking away with that belt. I'm 99%. And the reason I don't give it 100% is because I always leave a 1% just because. So I'm 99% that Seth Rollins is walking out with that belt. It's not time for Roman Reigns yet. Randy Orton isn't getting it. And after seeing Monday Night Raw, we know for a fact it's not going to be Dean Ambrose. Kane is probably going to interfere in some way, shape, or form, allowing Seth Rollins to walk out with the WWE title, setting up probably somewhere down the line Rollins versus Lesnar, probably at SummerSlam. That's going to be a money match. It's going to be awesome to watch. But back to this, he's not losing the title. It was a decent Monday Night Raw. It wasn't as good as last week's, but it wasn't bad either. A lot of great things went on. Daniel Bryan, the most notable of all the things that went on, and the U.S. Open title match is just the best thing on Monday Night Raw since Cena won the title. It's great. I can't say enough good things about it. Make sure you tune in to OneWrestling.com for all your professional wrestling needs, all your professional wrestling news. You want TNA? We got Andre Corbiel. He's covering that. You want NXT? We got Bill Skyler. You want pay-per-views? We got Big Ray. And, of course, we got the after chat with all types of guests throughout the wrestling world. My name's Billy Ray Valentine, and I'm covering the WWE for you guys. Thank you very much for watching. God bless. Stay safe. See you guys soon.